Shalom by Yafyasha Allah, Kabashaina, WFR Detroit. Coming at you with a quick live stream, man. We finna go into Paul, man. Who are the Gentiles that Paul was magnified unto, man? Who are the Gentiles that Paul was dealing with, right? We'll bring this out, man, through the Spirit. Rapid fire precepts, quick video, all right? Quick video, brothers, take these notes, man, through the Spirit, all right? Who are the Gentiles of the New Testament, the so-called New Testament, right? Because that's what Paul said, all right? It's like you bear with me. It's like I'm in the wrong book, man. Right, here we are. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 13. It says, "For I speak to you Gentiles, insomuch I am an apostle. It's like I am the apostle of the Gentiles. I magnify my office, man." So Paul, right, shalom, right? So Paul, look, he was a minister. He was ministering unto the Gentiles, man. But who are the Gentiles, right? Who are the Gentiles that Paul was ministering unto, right? We're gonna bring out some quick precepts, man. Kind of, break it down, man. Because what you're gonna find out is that those Gentiles are actually Israelites, man. All right. Slacky, I will run and get my my Zonovit Bible dictionary to tell you. Probably gotta run and grab that thing, man. All right. But this is the book of Acts, chapter 15. All right, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "And being brought on the very way by the church, they passed through Phoenicia and Samaria, declaring the conversion of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy." It's like, and they caused great joy unto all their brethren. So they converged these Gentiles when they went through Phoenicia. Right, when they went, pause it, right, when they went through Phoenicia and when they went through Samaria, man. Because you had Jews scattered through all out them lands, man. Right, so they converged them Gentiles. And notice what they call these so-called Gentiles later, man, in the chapter. All right. Let's see where I want to start at. It's like your phone. Oh yeah, come. I'll go grab it in a second, Kane. Let me find this precept real quick, man. All right, so this still Acts 15. But here it is, verse 23. It says, "And they wrote letters by them after this manner. The apostles and elders and brethren send greeting unto the brethren which are of the Gentiles in Antioch and Syria and Sicilia," man. Right, so they called these Gentiles their brethren, man. Who are the brethren to Paul and Barnabas, man? What you'll find out is it's the Israelites, right? You meet that in the book of Romans, man. Classic precepts. All right, Romans 9, verse 3. It says, "For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites." So Paul, brethren, are the Israelites, man. Straight up and down, right? Here's another precept. I'm gonna finish that out, man. This is a beautiful precept. It says, "Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises," man. Because that's all the things that pertain unto the Israelites, right? So when Paul said he magnified his office, he's an apostle to the Gentiles, he's talking about Israelites. Now why are they calling these Israelites Gentiles, man? All right, let's find out, man. All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, "Ye know," I'm going to start at verse 1, 12 and verse 1. It says, "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away into these dumb idols, even as ye were led," man. So when you carried away into these dumb idols, when you in these other philosophies and doctrines, hey, look, you a Gentile, man. Like your mom, right? She's a Gentile, man. The Christian mom who, your grandma, she go to church with the big top hat, and she a Gentile, man. Right? That's why Paul is an apostle to the Gentile. He's going forth to the Israelites that's in these lands. All right? Bring this out. See what Paul said out his own mouth, man. All right, let's see who Paul said he was sent to, man. Right? It's the book of Acts, chapter 28. In verse 20, it says, "For this cause, therefore, have I called for you to see you and to speak with you, because that for the hope of Israel I am bound with this chain." So why did Paul say for the hope of Israel he's bound to this chain if he's an apostle to the Gentiles, man? Right, because he's going to the Israelites that's scattered in these different lands. All right, because Israel was prophesied to be scattered amongst the Gentiles, man. Right, let's bring this out real quick in the book of John. Right, it's the book of John, chapter 5. Right, the book of John, chapter 5, verse Slacky. That's not what I want. I want what is it, 7? Oh, it isn't 5, man. Hold on. Right. Right, Lord willing, that to come back to me. I got this precept, man. The book of Tobit, chapter 13, real quick. Right, we go bring this up, man. All right. Slacky, the book of Tobit. Right, chapter 13 and verse 3 says, "Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them," man. So a curse among the Israelites will be for them to be scattered amongst all the nations. All right, we scattered amongst these heathen, man. So that's why Paul would have to go and be an apostle. And how else would you gather together the children that's scattered abroad unless you had somebody sent forth to them? Because we wasn't dealing with each other. We split, man. Right, the kingdom split, man. So get that account, right? You got to read this whole account for yourself, man. 1 Kings, the 12th chapter. Hey, if you ain't read that, that's your homework, man. Read 1 Kings, the 12th chapter. Right? This is 1 Kings, chapter 12, and verse 16. It says, So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the king, it's like the people answered the king, saying, "What portion have we in David?" They're like, "Hey, man, the hell with the house of Judah," right? You go actually say you go have a harder rulership than Solomon? Oh, we ain't dealing with you then. We go split away, man. All right? Right, and it reads, "Neither have we an inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David." So Israel departed into their own tents. But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. So the kingdom split, man. The kingdom split, and it was beefed out since then, man. Right? Because after that, man, the northern kingdom, they actually got put away. They got carried away into Syria in 722, 721 BC. Right? And that was it for them, man. Right? Let's bring that up. Let's get that history real quick. Right? That's why they wasn't dealing with the Samaritans, man, like you read in John 4. They have no dealings with the Samaritans. But the woman said, "Our father Isaac." Right? Why would the Samaritans say, "Our father Isaac"? Because Israel was scattered in those lands, man. All right? Now, this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 23. It says, "Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets," right? Because he was saying this by the hand of Hosea, man. By the mouth of his prophets, Jeremiah, right? In fact, we go get those accounts, man. He says, "So was Israel carried away out of their own land into Assyria unto this day," man. So they was carried away out of Israel, 721 BC. Now check this out, man. This is one of the prophets, man, that spoke of these things, right? It's Jeremiah 7 and verse 15. This is a threat towards the house of Judah. He says, "And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim," man. Right, so he's I'm gonna cast you out of my sight, just like I did Ephraim, right? Right, let's see what Hosea had to say, man. Right, because he was prophesied unto the northern kingdom. Right, this is the book of Hosea, the 11th chapter and the 12th verse. Right, it says, "Ephraim compassed me about with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. But Judah yet ruleth with God and is faithful with the saints," man. Because before Israel went to hell, before the house of Judah went to hell off, Israel just kept going off, kept being wicked. So that's why he's saying, look, man, y'all liars, y'all deceitful, but hey, Judah, they standing up. They standing up mighty in this thing. Until, King Manasseh, and then all hell broke loose, man. Manasseh was sacrificing his children unto damn false idols, man. Right? But nonetheless, the northern kingdom, they got put the hell away, man. The Lord wasn't dealing with them. right? You can read that real quick, right? The Lord wasn't dealing with them, man. Right? This is flip right to it. That's the spirit. This is the book of Psalm chapter 78. Right in verse 67, it says, moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but chose the tribe of Judah, the mount of Zion, which he loved. Right, so if you got a whole nation that's departed from the Lord, of course you would need a man or apostles to go and gather those men together, because it was prophesied that though we split, we'd be put back together, man. Right, rapid fire precepts, man. It's the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter 37, and verse 22. Right, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 21. It says, and say unto them, thus says Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Guamalak Yahweh Shai, right? Thus said the Lord God, Yahweh Al-Hayanawa, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, right? Because we was scattered, and we still are scattered among the heathen, man. So this is a prophecy of the Lord saying, I'm going to take the children of Israel from among these heathen that I scattered them among, right? Whether they be gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land, right? So he's going to bring us into our own land, not in 1948 under the British mandate, man. Them damn false rats on our land, them damn Jewish people, man, wishing it was damn Jews, right? It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, right? And this king is talking about Yahweh Shah, right, the deliverer of Israel. Right, and it says, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore. Right, you see that? So how could that happen, man? How could the Most High make that manifest? Is it just go magically? They go, no, man. He had to send men out to do these things. So Paul was one of those men that was sent out to apostle and, bring the children of Israel back to the Heavenly Father, man. Right, because Christ, man, I gotta find that precept in John, man. Hold on. Just sworn it was in John 5, but we go find this thing, man. All right, because it's a mighty precept. All right, it's John 7, verse 35. It says, right, and this is the Pharisees' response to Yahweh Shah when he said, look, I'm going to be gone, man, from here. Right, he was really talking about how you go sit on the right hand of the living power. But, these Pharisees ain't know what was going on. So it says, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we should not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So he said, are they going to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles, man? Who's the dispersed amongst the Gentiles? Right, let's find it out, man. All right. And so they knew that, man. They understood that because they knew their history. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you don't know your history, man. You were just calling yourself black 3 months ago, and now you're trying to come in the truth and bash camps that taught you, right? And now you're coming up with false doctrine, man, not knowing who the Gentiles are. But through these precepts, we go get to understand. Right, so who are the dispersed amongst the Gentiles? Let's find out, man. Let's see what the Bible say. Not Kabasai, not Naquan, right? Not Orion, man. Right, not Kasadia. But we go see what the hell the scriptures say. Who's the dispersed? Right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 12. He says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. You see that? So they're dispersed among Judah, man. All right? These are the Israelites, man. All throughout the Bible, you understand that Israel was scattered through all nations. So, of course, you had to send a man out to gather them together, man. Right, through the Spirit. Right, and we go bring this out, man. Rapid fire precepts. Real quick, live and direct, man. Through the Spirit. Right? Brothers should be taking notes, getting it in, man. All right? So we go find something out, man. Like, because Paul, he always quoted the so-called Old Testament, huh? That's what he was teaching out of. Right? We go bring this out real quick. Right? The start of a precept was that Acts. Was that Acts 22? Yeah, this is the book of Acts, chapter 2. Right, kind of precepts tell you the story, like the brother said, man. And through the precepts, I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. All right. So this is the book. Right, this is the book of Acts. Right, this is the book of Acts, chapter 22, and verse 3. It says, "I am verily a Jew, which am." It's like I am verily a man, which am a Jew, born in Tyrus, a man, a city in Sicilia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and zealous toward Yahweh, as ye are as ye are this day. You see that? So Paul, and he said he taught by the perfect manner of the law of his fathers, man. Right? Paul said he believed all things concerning the law, man. Right, in Acts 24 and 14, man. Right? That's what Paul was about. So he always was quoting the so-called Old Testament. And here's one of those quotes, and they actually tell you who the Gentiles are, man. Right? Straight up and down, man. Right? Book of Romans, chapter what is it? 10. Right, Salakia, I think it's in 11, right? No, it's in 9. Salakia. Romans 9, and see where I'm going to start. I'm going to just get straight to the point. Romans 9 and 24, man. It says, "Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles." Right, hallelujah, man. Close the Bible, pass the collection plate around, buy yourself a Cadillac, right? Shuck and jive, man. No, man. You got to actually keep reading and get the understanding, man. Right, so he said, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, right? Verse 25. As he said in OC. Who is OC? That's Hosea, man. Go to Bible Hub, right? Type in Romans 9 and 25, right? And see the different translations. You go understand that Hosea is the Greek. It's like your OC is the Greek way of saying Hosea, man. All right? You see that? So he's quoting Hosea. Hey, so he's quoting the Old Testament because he taught according to the law, man. He taught according to the law of his fathers. He believed all things written in the prophecies, man. Right? He reasoned with men out the scriptures. Right? It says, as he said in Hosea, "I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power," man. Right? You understand that, man? So we just read that the northern kingdom, they wasn't called the sons of the living God anymore, man. The Most High wasn't dealing with them. Right? So we go bring this out, man. So he said, as he said in Hosea. Right? Paul he told you who the Gentiles was, man. All right? Right? Yeah. It wasn't no New Testament, man. All right? In the time of Paul. And that's man-made terms, man. Right? This is the Holy Scriptures, man. Baruch 4:1 said this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, man. Right? Got to eat this whole roll. All right? So this is what Paul was quoting. It's the same wording. Right? Hosea 1 and 10. But we're going to start up and get the full context. Because he's telling a story about the northern kingdom going off and being brought back. And that's what the hell Paul is talking about. Not just the northern kingdom, but those Israelites that's in that Gentile state of mind. Right, so this is Hosea 1 and verse 6. Right, it says, "And she conceived again and bare a daughter, and God said unto him, call her name Lo Ramah." It's like a Lo Re-Hamah. "For I will have no mercy upon the house of Israel, but will utterly take them away." Right? This is like the Lord said in 2 Kings 17 and 23, as he spoke by the mouth of his prophets, right? Roughly paraphrased, as he spoke by the mouth of his prophets, he go remove Israel out of sight, man. This is one of the holy prophets speaking of that prophecy. Right? It says, "But I will have mercy on the house of Judah." Right? And we read that, man. Right? So he having mercy on the house of Judah. We read that in Psalm 78 and 67. All right, it says, "And will save them by the Lord their God, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen, because he sent Yahweh Shah." All right. It says, "Now when she leaned Lo Ruhamah she conceived she conceived and bare a son. Then God said his name, Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number, and this is the part that Paul was quoting. So now you understand. He's saying that the children of the northern kingdom, Israel, right? They're gonna be cast out of the Lord's sight, but he gonna have mercy on the house of Judah. And he's saying they not gonna be his people. But it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God, man. So that's what Paul was quoting. And who's the topic at hand? Right? Paul not gonna butcher the scripture, man. He not gonna pull Hosea 1 and 10 and kind of change it up, man. Because he believed everything written in here. And it said you can't add or take away from the word, man. So he ain't gonna take away from the word. He was quoting that because he was talking to, hey, look, he was talking to them that knew the law, right? Bring that out, man. Hey, Paul was talking to men that knew the law, right? The book of Romans chapter 7 and 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth. So he's speaking to men that knew the law, man, straight up and down. And the law was given unto Israel, right? Read Leviticus 26 and 44, man. All right? The law was given unto Yasha'Allah. I believe it's 26 and 46, right? But finish this out in Hosea 1 and 11. It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Right? Like we read in Ezekiel 37, man. Right? And appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up, for there shall be the day of Jezreel. Right? You see that? And Yahweh Shah understood that thing, man. Of course, because he is the word, right? So Yahweh Shah, what he said, all linked up. So we're going to bring out what Yahweh Shah said, man. In the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 14. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known, and am known of mine. Right? And who's always known as the sheep in the Bible, man? Right? Israel. All right? He says, as the Father knoweth me, even so I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And in other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd, man. Right? So what's the sheep that's not of this fold, man? Because Christ, he was dealing with, is that the other nations, man? No, man. Right? Because through the precepts, it all link up that this is talking about Israel that's scattered abroad, man. All right? Get a couple more, we go close out, man. Rapid fire precepts, right? It's the book of Daniel, the 9th chapter and the 7th verse. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because their trespass that they have trespassed against thee, man. So Israel was scattered through all these nations, right? For their transgression, man. Israel was scattered abroad among all the nations, and Yahweh Shah is going to come, and gather us together. But he died that time to bring us together, man. Right? So he could confound the Jews, so the northern kingdom and the Gentiles, they could be grafted back in through the unbelief of the Jews, right? Now that's actually, we got the breakdown on that, Romans 11, man. Look it up on the Cold Cuts chart. All right. That's pretty much what happened. Right, I'm going to read it real quick. That's why they fell away, right? Find that precept. It's Romans 11. And see where I want to start, man, because this whole roll is good. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 7. I'm gonna just start at 7. 11 is 7. Right? It says, like I said, we got a breakdown on this on the Cold Cuts. Type in Romans 11 Cold Cuts with a Z. It's gonna pop right up. It says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded, because the Most High blinded the the certain Jews, so the other Israelites could be grafted in based on their unbelief. So the Lord could be fully justified in his work, man. Because all his works are righteousness. Right? And then it says, so basically the northern kingdom went off, he put them away, so he needed a way to bring them back in, for lack of a better term. Right? Because he got to do everything in righteousness. It says, according as it is written, God have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow their back always. I say, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. So the Jews, they didn't stumble so they could fall as a nation, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Right? So now they looking like, damn, these people we was calling uncircumcised and heathen, now they're getting this salvation, man. I got to get right and believe in this Christ dude. All right? That's how it went down, because they was feeling justified and boasted in their works. But hey, man, the Most High ain't dealing with your works, man. He dealing with your faith, and you prove your faith by your works. All right? Because faith came first, man. Right? Abraham, he got up out of Ur, right? And Ur was one of the, look, man, that's like you living in so-called L.A., Hollywood, man, and you just leaving to go to the desert, man, right? On blind faith, man. But he had that faith, and then he started proving it, his faith through his works, right? But the faith came first. Right? Don't get it twisted, man. No camp is saying, hey, you justified by your works, man, because then you'll be going off, right? Because, hey, our works is as filthy rags to the Most High, right? Most High don't give a damn about that, man. But you got to prove that faith by your works, because if you really got faith, then look, right? You'll do what he asks. Right, and I had a precept in my mind. Well, it kind that goes into this Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 11. Right, it says, wherefore remember that ye, being in time past in the flesh, in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Right? So he's saying, remember, you was Gentiles, man. It says that at the time we were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. Right? How can you be alienated from the commonwealth of Israel if you never was a part of it in the first place? It's like, no, it's the Ephesians, those who in Ephesus are Israelites that Paul is writing to. And strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. But now in Hamashiach Yahushua, ye who were sometimes afar off are made nigh by the blood of Christ, man. So now we all one, right? All throughout. Look, man, this thing get beautiful, man. Rapid fire precepts, man. All right, so Lord willing, y'all taking notes, writing this stuff down. So the Gentiles in the so-called New Testament are Israelites, man. Right? Usually a non-Israelite is what it says in the Zion Review. I never went and got it, man. Kind of in the spirit is bringing the precepts up, man. So these are precepts that everybody should have in their arsenal to bring out, man. Right? Because Israel is scattered amongst these nations, and, we got to be gathered back together. Right? Thus saith the Lord. Trying to think if I got anything else. Right? 10%. Anything else I want to bring out? I mean, we kind of hit the point home. We hit the point home, really. Right? Yeah, I don't got no more precepts. So, brothers get it, man. Like I said, man, go read 1 Kings, the 12th chapter. Start at the 11th chapter. Right? Those rapid fire precepts. Lord willing, that was edifying. Right? Shalom, shalom. Stay diligent. Stay built up, man. Pray and fast. Read, study, and be on fire, man. All right? All praise.